All right, guys, welcome back to the Sayin Society. You have myself, Jochik, and Jagad. We're doing this episode without Justman, but it's okay. It'll be a great episode. He had.
We don't need him.
Nah, we need you, bro. So we're gonna talk about One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, and then some other anime and manga.
Good
Just
guess.
kind of like sprinkled in there, you know. So
Yeah, we'll see.
we'll start off with One Piece though. One Piece chapter 1021 or
1121 is the
11
newest one, but we
11:20.
we didn't talk about 1120 either.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't talked about One Piece in a while, but
Yeah, so like 1120, that's the one that ended with the giant when he was like, "Yo, Joy Boy, is it time for me to use this like move now?"
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so what do you think?
Because other than that, it was just like Atlas dying.
Right.
Like Atlas was fighting the bald guy.
Nusjiro. Yeah.
And just basically giving her life away.
So who do you think? What do you think the robot's final move is?
I thought he was gonna self-destruct.
Yeah,
To be honest.
I'm too like, and they call him the Iron Giant too, actually, right? In the chapter, and they say it in One Piece too, and I was like, oh shit.
What?
They're like, hopefully we make it out in One Piece.
Yeah,
and I was like, they said it.
When the chapter dropped, I didn't. It seems like it has to be like a one-time thing,
Yeah,
and like that was his chance to use it then.
yeah, but I don't think it's a self-destruct.
Maybe not.
Just because Atlas self-destructed, and he was kind of like a robot. So then it makes you think that this robot would do the same thing, but like, why didn't he do it the last time? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, if it's like say he's powered by the Mother Flame or something.
yeah,
It might be a move that like will use up his whole energy source.
yeah, but I think
It might not be self-destruction, but it might be something along those
I think it'll like
lines.
launch something into the sky or something. Like it'll
And
like
do what?
like for example, it could cause like like another sun would just be there. You know what I mean? Or like something we're not thinking of. Like
But what
like
would it
he'll-
do? What's the purpose?
like what's the purpose of it? And like
Yeah,
I like right now you'd be like, we don't know what this is, but the purpose would serve a purpose later on in the One Piece story.
I was thinking
like-
like then and there, before we got 1121. I was thinking like, okay, he's gonna whatever he does, it's gonna be enough to trap the Gorosei from following Luffy. Guys.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I thought he was gonna do. So that's why I thought like self-destruction made sense if he does enough damage where like the Gorosei have to sit there and regenerate for a bit.
It does.
Something like that is like what I
if it was in a
thinking.
massive explosion.
Yeah.
And then that's why it's called the Egghead Incident, because it's like this basically nuke just went off,
Yeah.
right? But we've already been kind of seeing that with like Lelouch and stuff like that, right? So I was thinking more along the lines of,
Well-
maybe he has a seed and it like plants a seed of a tree, a devil fruit tree, like just like
You're thinking like whatever he does has nothing to do with like what's happening now.
right now. But I'm talking about
Okay.
long term, right? Because why didn't he self-destruct at any other point in time? Where
What do
because
you
he's like.
mean?
Because he's like Joy Boy and is now the right time.
Yeah.
So why is
'Cause he felt-
timing?
'cause he felt-
Why is timing important now?
Because he felt Nika from Luffy.
Right,
guys.
but like when Joy Boy was gone before or whatever happened before, why didn't he just self-destruct then?
that depends. Because Joy Boy said he'll be back or like.
Oh, now you think it's time because you felt him again.
Yeah, it's kind of like Zunisha. Like he got like
But it's
like the way they brought the feeling back of
Yeah.
Joy Boy. Like they were probably waiting for Joy Boy to like see them again.
but it's also kind of weird though. Like this Iron Giant, like he has feelings and he's like a person.
I mean, yeah, like he seemed like he was part of like the lost civilization or something. Like that was
well, like because what race is he? Like we
Yeah.
haven't seen sentient robots.
no, but
like this before.
Nobody seemed like a sentient robot.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. But like outside of him in the One Piece world, we haven't seen any sort of like.
oh, yeah.
Right? Like Frankie obviously doesn't count because he's like
Yeah.
cyborg and stuff like that, right? But in the world of One Piece, we really haven't seen that. So do you think the ancient kingdom was all robots? Like they were all just
I think there was a section like
a
the
part of
same way
them?
Zunisha has his whole race.
Yeah. So you
I
think
feel
they
like
were
it's
also a race?
That's another section.
Like
yeah.
just robots, like sentient robots? Because that would make sense. Like because a robot pretty much can keep going forever unless it rusts.
Well,
So if you have like a civilization that's like undying and unlimited
Yeah.
stamina, that's a threat to any sort of race.
It kind of
Do you know what I
reminds
mean?
me of like it's so random, but you know like Hellboy, the
Okay.
second I think it's the second one when they're it's just
The Golden
bunch,
Army.
yeah.
That's
That's what
yeah,
it
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
reminds me
Okay,
of that.
yeah. But I like think about it though, like any sort of sentient race that's like that just doesn't get
Yeah.
tired, and like can just keep on going, and then you
Yeah.
can just upgrade them.
Well, that's what the Gorosei are like. They want to get rid of him ASAP.
Yeah, because he's a remnants of that probably.
Yeah, because like, they're probably having a tough time combating that. Because like
Yeah. Just one of them, they're having a
Well,
hard time.
just based on, okay, not based on their powers, but just like, because obviously like his durability didn't seem too crazy when they like pushed him into the water or anything. Like I don't know, I still don't understand that much, but like
Like just pushing him into the water.
yeah, but I mean like if you look at like Saturn's powers of how he's able to like stop people in their tracks,
Right.
like
Right.
because like so far for all their devil fruits, we haven't really seen like their like powers. They've just been transformed state, right? Like they haven't
done anything beyond.
like no special
Well,
skills or anything.
We've seen
besides
Saturn's like the poison, right?
Yeah.
Like his
like the bird. I think maybe did like a flame attack.
He did.
So
It was
then, like,
a
I'm
blast.
assuming like the set of powers that they have, maybe the robot's just very resistant to those.
all
things.
of those things.
Yeah, like it's just like a circumstance type of thing. Like
Yeah.
the powers that they have are just like these guys are just like the perfect.
Well, also water would make sense that it would like mess up a robot. You know what I mean?
Normally, yeah, but he's like fucking walking around in that shit,
No, but he fell, and he's
and he was like he was still like Joy Boy. This is time for me to do it.
yeah.
This is, and that's after he fell.
That's true. That's
he's
true.
having those thoughts after.
But
like,
he's still
it
rusted,
didn't-
right? Like the water obviously affects all that stuff too, like salt, rust,
like I guess
metal. Like you know what I mean? Like there's salt water. I'm assuming it's salt water. Like you know.
Yeah, but like the rusting for that's like over time. It's not like instant.
Yeah, but
You don't
he's
rust
been
instantly.
like half dead this entire time.
So what is that supposed to mean? Like the
No-
water's
no,
gonna
no,
fuck him up?
Yeah,
Or,
that's
like,
what I'm saying. Like it would make sense why he can't recover from the water when they push
yeah,
him
but
in.
I feel like that's so fucking shit as like a from a writing standpoint. Because like Oda had this fucking robot pumped up for so long
Yeah,
since the beginning of the Egghead. And
Yeah.
he doesn't do jack shit. Even when he shows up, doesn't do jack shit. Like he needs to do something. And I'm like, the way that chapter ended, I was like, okay, like he better do something now.
yeah.
Because like what's the payoff for that? Nothing. I don't even care if he comes back later in the story. I don't even want him to come back later in the story.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what was the
Well-
purpose of this dude? Like, because like you really had nothing, like, no new information about this dude, like
No.
nothing. He's just a
No.
robot sitting there. You had like Vegapunk vaguely talk about like lost civilization from like 800 years ago.
Yeah.
But nothing to do with this guy really. Like no new information.
Do you think maybe
Right.
he can cause things to resurface? Like that's
Is-
his.
Like if he was one of the island pushers or movers. Like that.
Yeah. Like
Is he
like
that big?
Like he's but no. What if that's his like thing? Like that he's like whatever his self-destructive thing is whatever. Like because now he's going below Egghead, right? Like he fell into the water, and whatever is below Egghead, he can cause it to like resurface.
I don't know if he has abilities like that. It felt more energy based for me. Like I feel like whatever Vegapunk did on Egghead was part of his study
On him.
on him
Yeah.
and Kizaru and Kuma. Like
Yeah,
the people
like he
that
just
studied.
he reverse engineered everything.
And also like just knowing like seeing like the atomic energy from
Yeah.
like the mother flame that he had created.
Yeah.
I feel like that was all based on this guy. So I think I feel like it has to do with like the mother flame. Like he might
Like
have his
you-
own fuel source.
So
of a
you
mother
think
flame.
like the only logical thing in your head is that he's gonna blow up?
He might not blow up. It might be like I don't know, like a secret weapon, like something like maybe it's like a Frankie like Kuda burst type of thing, but it's like some crazy like impact, like a Kamehameha type shit,
Yeah.
right? Like I just think it has to be something to like stop them
Do you
from like
think-
pursuing Luffy guys, and like yeah, Luffy like sent the flying guy,
Okay.
like gone,
Right.
and then like but then you still had like Nazjuro who could still run on water, or the worm and Saturn. Like you still have 4 other Gorosei.
Okay.
Essentially.
What if it is like in what you think like a Kamehameha, like a straight just beam of
Yeah.
light into the sky that can be seen
Everywhere.
everywhere in the One Piece world?
That changes everything because he could have like allies. When
That's
they
what I'm
see-
saying.
Yeah, when
That's
they,
what I'm
and when they
saying.
see
That's
that,
what I'm
they're
saying.
Like,
Like
"Now's the
what
time."
if that's what these like what if that's what Zunisha sees
Yeah,
and is like my
like rally up the troops.
or but also like my punishment is over.
Maybe I don't know.
Like
if, I
that's
don't know if those
like
I don't know if they coincide
obviously I'm
together.
just like
but yeah,
well if they're with Joy Boy and everything, right? Or like yeah, it's like this is like move things in motion.
Yeah,
But we haven't
it could be.
seen there has been no like
It could be a
to
signal
my
the world.
recollection, there's been no like talk of any sort of beam of light in any of like One Piece mythology lore, right? We haven't seen anything where it's like a beam of light will descend from heaven.
Oh
and-
yeah. Okay.
Have we? I don't know. Like
No, I see what you're
I'm
saying.
the only thing I'm thinking about is like Anel, but I don't know.
Yeah, but like it could be like a signifying thing.
Yeah,
for, like,
yeah.
The world,
Yeah.
especially for like people that actually know, like I guess like really essentially people that
Yeah.
know the history.
Yeah.
Or a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit.
Like and like it could be like he's taking a page out of like religion where it's like we're gonna see a beam of light and that's when it and like gestures to change the world or something, right?
Yeah, it could be that. It could be a signal.
yeah.
He could be doing that as a like a.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
It's
too.
probably something along those lines because there's no way he just got decked
if
and
it's
is done out.
if
You know
it's
what I
like
mean?
if it's big enough to actually like for you to see it across the whole world,
That's massive.
then like it's like energy dispersing. Like
Yeah.
it hits the atmosphere and then
Just like
goes
does
around
some
the whole world
or
something.
some shit.
Yeah. Then I can see that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, or either that or he's like, he's personally stopping the
Self-destruction,
Gorosei.
I guess.
But then like going into like 1121,
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of crazy, but you have like seeing the size of Saturn on the worm guy.
Yeah.
He's fucking small. Like Saturn
Saturn?
is small compared to
Yeah.
the worm.
Yeah.
Because like the worm's like if the worm's like this big, Saturn's like this little like spider on the
He's
top
a
of
bug.
the head over
He's
there.
a bug, bro.
But it's like no, but in comparison, he's so huge to like Luffy. Guys.
Everyone else, yeah. So
But
that
so
means
that
the
worm
is
is, like-
huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then for 1121, like we didn't really have. It
Much.
felt better as a chapter. Like both 1120 and 1121 felt better as a chapter in terms of like what Vegapunk is saying.
Yeah.
The like for a little bit in the middle, I've been pretty tired of his message, but he's at least been revealing things that like the readers know, but he's been revealing it to the world.
Yeah.
So now like the world's making the connection. Like there was that where he drops Gold D Roger,
Yeah.
and everyone's kind of shook that his name is Gold D Roger,
Not gold.
Roger.
Yeah.
So then I was like, Oda's connecting those little things,
Mm-hmm.
which I kind of enjoyed.
And then he also like brought it back to like the Lunarians and like
Yeah.
special races,
Yeah,
right?
and I
Like
like
Buccaneer, Lunarians.
Yeah.
And then I totally forgot
Yeah.
about Pudding.
Yeah.
That three-eyed race was even
Yeah.
a thing.
That
That
was
like
a
completely
that
slipped my
was a-
mind.
That was a really good fucking callback, especially with Pudding
Yeah.
with Big Mom, because then it starts putting that into perspective a little
But
bit.
see, the thing is now, like, because this message has been broadcast, anyone who's been in hiding, who's one of those races,
Yeah.
can come out. Well, like, might come out of hiding. Like, we might end up seeing like right now. Like, what I'm saying is, King was the last Lunarian, right? That we've seen. But, like,
Potentially,
what
they
if-
could-
what
they
if
could
they're-
all be the last? Like the reason why I showed those three people,
Like,
Kuma
you know,
was the last,
They're,
Charlotte's the last,
but they're also the
or
only three.
Pudding, sorry.
They're also the only three that we've seen, right?
Yeah, they could
Like
also be the last, though.
but it's also like if you think you're the only one, you're gonna hide yourself because you're risking
That's true.
persecution, right?
That's true.
Now that the message has been played, you can see all these like other races that were hiding come out of the woodworks. Like potentially. Do you know what I mean? Like it leaves it open to that to
Yeah,
happen.
that's
Like
true.
if someone's half Lunarian or like, you know, whatever the fuck.
The thing is, like in Kuma and King's case, with Kuma, like
He was already half, right?
not like he was already half, but like they already like Saturn has such a distaste for Buccaneers in general
Yeah.
that like the shit that they did to Kuma, it feels like there wouldn't be any more alive.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
because of like the way that was portrayed from like the flashback.
Yeah.
And then same with King, like the way they had him hooked up and they were doing like experiments on him, it kind of like when Kaido was there to like take King out and shit, why didn't he free the rest of them if there were more
but
having experiments?
But
on
here's
them?
the thing, right? How would you know if someone's Buccaneer? Right? There's no like
from their build.
see, that's the thing, but One Piece builds are so weird. There's no like distinctive way for someone to be like, "Oh yeah, this guy's Buccaneer." With
Kuma
Lunarian-
and his dad look pretty similar.
But Lunarian, you can be like, "Yeah, sure." But even if let's say you're half Lunarian, right? And you just have the white hair and brown skin, like you're just passing. Like you're like
if you're half,
do you know what I mean?
but half's like that's not then it's not the same thing anymore.
No, but it's still special. Like you're still like, you know.
Yeah, no, I get that, but if that happened, like if that, 'cause
Like
in-
look
in
at
my
Charlotte,
opinion- in my
right? Or
opinion,
sorry,
like,
not Charlotte. Like,
do you
Pudding.
think the Lunarians predate the Buccaneers?
I think they're around the
and
same.
also in terms of like when they did like a genocide to kill all Lunarians and kill all
And
Buccaneers, like which predates what? I feel like Lunarians happened first. which is like
But
even that like which made it even rare that, and that's why King was like experimented on.
yeah.
Whereas Kuma's
The
whole
thing is,
thing was
though-
just like just wipe these guys out.
Right. But you could make that argument if King is younger or older than Kuma. But King is younger than Kuma, is he not? Or at least he seems younger to me.
He seems younger.
He seems younger to
He
me.
seems younger.
So then it's like if his massacre was like
Earlier?
earlier, then he should be older, right? Like logically that makes sense to me.
Potentially, yeah. Unless depending on how the experiments go, if they've been experimented on since like how
But
long,
like what I'm
and they've just
saying,
slowly
what
been,
I'm
like dying out.
but like what could have happened was they massacred, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like King's mom ran away or whatever the fuck. Then she had him after, like 10 years after the massacre, and then they found him. Do you know what I mean?
Well, like it could still like go into the hiding thing.
Yeah,
It gets,
that's
like,
what I mean.
going to that,
And
like,
that's
they're
what I was
still
trying to bring
hiding.
up is with Pudding, we didn't know she had a third eye till she reveals it. So it's very like a characteristic like that is very easy to hide,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, and
But like Big Mom was going around collecting special races, so that's why I
Yeah.
feel like, and also because of how far we in One Piece, it's like how many more special races can he
introduce.
introduce?
That's fair.
That's
That's
also-
fair.
yeah,
That's
right?
fair. That's
Because
fair.
I feel like they would have introduced what they could during Big Mom's
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and that was like a cool way to show you.
That's
like,
true. That's true.
All these different tribes that she had collected, but like
Like,
I'm not too sure.
but like going back into the chapter, like I don't know if you have anything else you want to touch on that or no.
Well, just like how do you feel? Like, would you be open to like new races coming in now?
I think the only way I'm okay with a new race coming in is if it's like one, not like, oh, this whole race that was hiding underground, like let's introduce these beast ass hockey users or some like some fuck
Yeah.
shit. Like nah, like introduce like one guy,
Yeah,
the one
last
dude
surviving dude.
of like whatever race, or like you know what I mean, or introduce more of the races we've
'cause
already
we
seen.
technically had like just this arc. We had Buccaneer and we had the robot, whatever
Yeah.
race that is.
Yeah.
Both introduced
That's true. That's true.
this one arc, and then we had King at the end of last arc. So it's kind of been like
Yeah.
introduced pretty fast.
Well, we've been actually getting introduced to races all throughout One Piece, right? Like pretty much every
Yeah.
single
kind of
like we got introduced to
like you're not wrong. We had like Minx,
like
every-
minks,
yeah.
fishermen, the tontadas,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like
every arc.
giants,
Every
like
arc
pretty much
introduces
almost
something.
every arc we've been getting introduced to
Yeah.
like different race of like
People.
Oars, whatever the fuck he is, right?
Yeah,
Like it's kind of been happening, right? So
that's true.
like cuz we don't know what's in Elbaf, right? Like what if there's like some hidden race in Elbaf? Like a
Besides the giants
like what if they're hiding
that they coexist with.
yeah, or something they're hiding. Like the last
I can no, 100%. I can
The
see
last,
like
like,
hiding something.
the
but not
last,
a
like,
race.
no, like last like Griffin or the last like
Oh, okay. So
do you know what I'm talking about? Like some sort of last
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? I just said Griffin because, you know, Shanks and he's
Yeah.
been, yeah. But anyways, moving
Yeah.
back
I mean,
like
I'd be okay with more races. I just coming out of hiding. I feel like that's kind of like how do you reintroduce these characters into the story again, even if they are coming out of hiding?
Yeah.
Like how are they still relevant to the story? Because they also need to be strong. They can't just be like coming
100%. That's
right?
true. That's true. That's
So,
true.
like,
But
they
it's like you can show them come out of hiding now and then have them pull up in the final war. So it's not like they're
It-
strong, but they can like tip
Yeah.
the scales,
If
right?
they-
Because you don't need someone to be that strong. Like I'm not talking
if they
admiral level.
if they get enough screen time.
Yeah,
Because like I feel like Oda's having that issue of like
screen time.
giving characters
Yeah,
screen
that's
time.
true.
Although
That's
Egghead
true.
like
That's true.
he just off screened the whole Zoro and Lucci fight.
Yeah,
Right?
That's
Like
true.
he's off screening like decent amount of things where
he
you're
is.
just like, okay, it doesn't look like he has time to be like
yeah.
that's what I'm kind of like. And he also like in just this arc he introduced so many like Marines too.
That's true.
Like
he did.
from like the whole garb side of
stuff.
things. Like
yeah. You're right.
he's already introduced so and the Holy Knights. Because like if you want to introduce new like races, have
Yeah.
it be
in the Holy Knights. Yeah.
I'm cool with that, and
Yeah.
they can be like the last
thing is,
surviving
like,
member or something.
The
if they
thing is
want.
like, yeah, he's been introducing a lot of characters. Like
just-
especially like
in Egghead alone,
yeah. You're right.
there's a lot of shit that he's introduced. So it's like
But it's like we're getting into that final stage, right? So we're gonna see
yeah, I just don't.
everything come to light.
It's basically just like a point of like being scared of like what, like even if Oda sets it up, can he actually like come through on it?
Oh, can he execute it?
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
Egghead's already had its own writing issues.
Yeah.
So it's
like because that's what I was gonna ask you. Is like now with basically if we go back into the chapter, we see Bonnie and
Luffy
Luffy kind of like
double Nika.
Yeah, pretty much like fuck
That
up.
was a sick panel.
And yeah, it was. And they fuck up Saturn, and it looks
Yeah.
like he's about to fall into the ocean.
Yeah.
So
Saturn. Yeah. So he actually looked like he was like disintegrating.
and it looks like he's going to fall into the ocean, which
Yeah.
like will confirm or like deny whether he's actually a devil fruit user or like whatever he actually is, right?
I mean, I think it's already confirmed that they're not devil fruit users.
How is it already confirmed?
Because like when they first pulled up with their like
Transmutation circles.
the 5v1 on
Yeah,
Luffy,
yeah.
none of them have the devil fruit thing under them.
Yeah.
Like the narrator box.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
It's
It
like
didn't say like
Saturn,
this user.
this,
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
They just,
I mean,
it
but
just straight up said like this is them. Like these are these guys. You know.
yeah, like I thought that was just done on purpose to like hide it and like reveal something later on, right? Like it was done purposely.
Yeah,
but obviously I don't.
could do that.
Yeah.
He's done it before. I feel like where he's.
But what I was trying to say was, yeah, panel was great. He's falling into the ocean, right? It kind of has like, what's his name? Egghead's or what am I talking about? Vegapunk's narration,
yeah.
and he's talking about like, okay, like Roger set this in motion, like whoever,
Yeah.
like he basically had this shit planned, like
Yeah.
he's gonna like everything's gonna come to light, and it's like one of these people is gonna find the One Piece, and then it's like this massive double spread of like characters, right? Before we get into that though, let's say this is the end of Egghead, right? Like this basically
Yeah, we're like right there.
seems like this is the end of Egghead.
That like home stretch.
How do you feel about this arc? Like, because personally, if I can go first, or do you want to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, personally, I just feel like it started off so strong, like banger after banger after banger, and it was good, right? It's just we didn't get enough information. Like I feel
We
like
didn't get
Vegapunk
We
didn't
get
say
shit.
shit, bro. He literally was just kind of like, oh yeah, and this happened and this happened,
Okay.
and then vaguely like like trailed off, right? So it was kind of like what was
Well,
the point? Like I get the point of the like broadcast was to like introduce information to like the world of One Piece, but it's like from a reader standpoint, we didn't get any new information.
we did get new information on O'Hara.
We did
with the
with
D.
Clovis,
Yeah.
right? Clovis
And his
D,
brother died.
right.
Which I feel like was unnecessary.
I think so too.
I feel like it was so unnecessary.
Because
Like,
it kind of felt
you-
like everyone's becoming a D at this
yeah,
point.
and you kind of just forced the name on him.
yeah.
We didn't need to have that.
No,
I
we
don't know,
didn't.
that was-
But
yeah,
maybe I don't know. Maybe it links back to what drove him to like uncover, because he has the will of D. He's like, I need to uncover what was going on in the Void Century. So it kind of speaks more to his motives, right? Like with O'Hara, like Clover,
I
it
feel
speaks to
like-
Clover's
I feel
motives
like-
as to why he kept like
Yeah,
digging, because his brother's death and everything.
I
You know?
feel like Law was already that character. Like Law wanted to understand what the will of D was, being a D himself.
Yeah.
Where like we already have him doing that. Like he's trying to figure that out currently.
Right.
Where like, in my opinion, like Clovis was more like like he just loved history and
That's
researching
yeah.
so
But
much.
but
It like I don't think like they didn't need to tie him into the deal. Like I feel like
yeah.
that should have just been.
But
him.
I'm saying like the death of his brother shows his motivation even more as to why he was like fuck these guys.
But like Clovis is already a character that like it's not like, oh, I fuck with Clovis more now.
yeah.
It was a character that you didn't need to do that with.
That's
like,
true.
It was like when we found out Roger was a D, it was like that was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
With Clovis, it's like, what is that gonna really establish? Like we already knew that he was going into this like scary shit.
Yeah.
Like the conversation between Vegapunk and him was actually like really nice, where they're just because like Clovis is telling him like, yo, you're gonna have to like one of these days like you're gonna have to like realize
Yeah.
that you gotta like stand up to them. And
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
just, like which I thought was like a really good conversation, but I didn't like that aspect. It just felt like
Forced or Aspoli.
it felt like Oda was like because he does it a little bit where he like, or even other manga do it where they like come back trying to explain shit from like
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
And that just felt way too much like, yo, let me just explain this shit just
To explain the shit.
yeah. Like
guess.
that's like screen time that could have
Mhm.
been on
used for
other
something
shit,
else. Yeah, that's fair.
But like you're talking about Egghead as a whole.
Yeah.
Egghead probably got to be one of the coolest arcs.
Yeah.
Like I for sure like it's gonna be one of those arcs you go back and watch or reread.
Yeah.
But I think for a writing standpoint, it's the most hurting and crippling arc for One Piece.
Okay.
Because, like, I don't know, personally, like, my opinion with One Piece, since the Yonko saga has started, they've had issues of like trying to, like, now that it's like becoming endgame, it's like how does Oda properly write in like certain things
Right.
and make it make sense where it doesn't like fuck up what he had established before.
Yeah.
But it feels like when we talk about like the Shanks and why like Gorosei let Shanks just roam free on
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
like little plot holes like that where you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that doesn't make sense. Like, why are they doing all that?
Yeah.
Things like that have been coming up more recently, like since the Yonko saga started.
Yeah.
And like, I think with like Whole Cake, like there wasn't really much, at least as far as we had known, but it felt like Wano brought in a little bit more, and then Egghead like really brought in like a lot more.
Like writing issues.
Yeah, and especially with like not knowing like when they're using hockey or like
Yeah.
the scaling is like
I
we
mean,
already know the scaling is kind of fucked when it comes to like
it is.
fighting.
It is.
But it's never been to this degree.
But the anime's been doing it justice. Like it's been.
That's not fair. You can't have the
But
anime explain.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like he should that should be able, like, we should be able to consume it and understand exactly what, like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the intention is.
Yeah. That's true.
Without
that's
needing
true.
the anime to fill in the gap.
That's true.
Because even like the Shanks fight that just happened with the kid
Yeah.
in the manga, you think that he jumped from like the shore of the beach and just like speed blitzes right to kid
Yeah.
and just fucks him up, right? But then in the anime, it's like, no, like he was on a ship
and he jumped.
and he's jumping from ship to ship to ship,
Yeah.
and because you're like, there's no way this guy just fucking went from shoreline straight to like kid's ship, right?
Yeah.
But that's such like a nitpicky thing.
That is.
in the first
It
place.
is.
But that's like
It is.
that just came to mind because the episode just came out, right?
We can talk about the episode later, but
So the new chapter, like the 1121,
the last page.
yeah. So Vegapunk says like whoever gets the One Piece is gonna be the one that finds out the truth.
Yeah,
essentially.
and then he says something along the lines like, "It may not be someone that Joy Boy wanted,"
Yeah.
and I think that's
Blackbeard, right?
intent. Yeah, Blackbeard, bro. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Blackbeard.
Well, like, so we have this like double spread of like the key players that are gonna be there for the end game.
Yeah,
And a lot of these like guys are like, we know, like we've been following the
right.
story,
So
like,
we
you know
have
who it is.
we have Shanks,
You have the Yonko.
right? Shanks,
Essentially.
Luffy, Buggy, Blackbeard.
Yeah.
You have
And then you have Kobe,
you have Kobe.
which we knew about as well.
Yeah,
You have Akainu. You have
Aokiji.
which
You
I
have-
didn't expect Aokiji to be that end game, but like
Yeah,
having Aokiji there makes me think that like,
something else is going on.
well, like whatever, him joining Blackbeard and stuff,
Yeah,
it's kind
yeah.
of like making it seem like him and Akainu are still like
Doing some shit.
yeah, he's doing like
yeah,
that, like
yeah,
that underhanded
yeah,
shit.
some
Like he
schemy
just,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. And then you have Garling.
yeah, Figure than Garling.
He's like in one of the
Yeah.
panels. You have Emu, obviously.
And you have Dragon. And then you have a random panel with
A person with a sword.
Shadow
With a sword.
That's a hilt on it.
And you're like, who's this dude you're introducing?
There's-
Like, that's gonna
in
go
this-
for the
that-
One Piece.
yeah. Like,
Like-
you have all these pre-established characters that like,
Yeah.
like you're reading this, you're watching this, you know these guys, and it makes perfect sense for them to be
Yeah.
in all these panels. Like you're like 100%. I agree.
I swear, if it's some shit, and I don't think is the case, but I was like, if it's some shit like Yo Roger's not actually dead, like,
so Buddy had brought up a theory to me,
yeah,
which not only explains like who that, like kind of like it puts all the some of the writing issues into order.
okay,
So like it was like, what are the odds that that's actually like Shanks' twin? Because like the silhouette kind of
looks like Shanks, yeah,
and the sword kind of looks like Shanks' sword.
okay,
But like it makes no sense to have a double panel of Shanks.
yeah,
But if that's Shanks, like if Shanks has a twin,
yeah,
when you think about like, okay, like why was Shanks in a treasure chest?
yeah,
What if like if Garling's his dad?
yeah,
What if there's supposed to be like a succession or he's like one of those guys that's like, you know, like if you're weak, like I'm just gonna kill you.
right.
So he was planning to kill Shanks because he was the weaker sibling, or something.
Yeah.
Like kind of like a power level testing.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And then his mom was like, "Let me save this guy, put him in a treasure chest
Okay,
to like get him off island,
right,
and, like,
right.
have him survive." Because then I'm like, okay, like then it kind of explains like, because when you go
Well-
back to like when Shanks had his meeting with the Gorosei, they don't really call him Shanks, right? Like they just like, because it's you, like we'll have like we'll
Yeah,
give you the time.
yeah.
So who, like, is that really Shanks? Because even like the panel that you see of Shanks, it's not the side that has the scars on it, like his eyes.
Oh, it's
Because he's like kneeling, or not? Is he kneeling?
No,
I don't know.
he's like
But
in
he's
a
like
hood.
facing them, like
Yeah,
from
and
the
he's, like,
side,
in a
and it's
hood.
like the other side without the scars.
yeah.
But you can tell it looks like Shanks.
So you think that he has a twin brother?
So like, what if that was
Mm.
him, and then he's the one having the conversation
Okay.
with the Gorosei
Yeah,
back
yeah.
during the reverie, and it wasn't actually
Interesting.
Shanks.
And that's why they
So then like Shanks doesn't actually have like the that same like authority that we
thought he
that we
did.
kind of thought he had.
Oh, okay, word.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what I was like, okay, like that's a cool theory. I
That
wouldn't be
is.
too opposed of it,
To
but
that,
like
yeah.
as long as it's like explaining like those issues that we are having with Shanks, you know.
Yeah, I don't. That is cool. I don't think it is though.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't think it
I feel like
is.
there's like some refinement
It's
there. Like you
something else.
let
Like
the you let the theory sit for a bit, kind of
like Garling's his grandpa.
yeah.
This guy's his dad. Shanks
I
is the
don't.
son or
Yeah,
something.
maybe.
Like
maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That's true. It's just like who's the shadowy figure? Like how are you just gonna introduce a dude randomly?
Yeah, right.
You
With
know-
a sword too.
See, and now this motherfucker better have a black blade. He better be some fucking on some demon time shit. Cause we need to see some fucking more black blades in this bitch. You know?
Have you been seeing the discourse that Mihawk's not in that final panel?
Yeah.
And people are just like, yo, if he was really strong, like, he would have actually been there.
What do you mean Buggy's in there? You can't really even make that argument. And Kobe's not even strong either.
Like if he was relevant. But
Okay,
yeah,
I
like,
guess.
He's not even like.
I guess.
Which I'm like, hey, like his goal isn't the One Piece.
No, it's not.
It's weird, like the way it said, like whoever finds the One Piece, everyone there is kind of relevant to it.
Yeah.
The Marines make sense if like they're trying to like make sure no pirate gets it. But
That's true.
yeah, I don't know who that. I have no idea who that figure is. Like I don't think it's anyone that we've like seen before.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like could be anyone.
You have anything else to say about the chapter?
I'm trying to think what else happened there.
It's Rayleigh's son.
Nah, I think when Luffy and Bonnie hit Saturn,
Yeah.
it looked like Luffy didn't even need to try. And the one thing that I will say that this chapter did good, Luffy got pissed off in Gear 5. Like Luffy was like, I've had enough.
Oh shit.
Like he was
I didn't
like,
even
yo,
notice
I've
that.
had enough. Like fuck you, because
I didn't even
Saturn
notice
was
that.
talking mad shit to Bonnie.
Yeah. Like you
and
ain't
he's like,
shit.
nah, like you're done here.
Yeah. I
And
didn't
then
see
they
that.
just-
I didn't see
and
that.
then they body him.
Oh, that's great because we've been worried about his
Yeah.
the tone of the character.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
nice.
So I'm wondering if like this moment is like a key moment for like Luffy actually being himself
Like,
while he's in Gear 5.
Right, like fully realized
Yeah.
Gear 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
So
We'll just talk about the One Piece anime real quick.
yeah.
Yeah, so we saw Shanks destroy
Destroy Kid.
uselessly demid. But it was crazy, bro. Like the Griffin, we see like his aura.
The Griffin animation. Was
Yeah.
sick.
No, the animation was crazy. It was like a
They
fucking
went-
movie, bro.
ham.
They literally went
they-
insane.
They actually did extra on that shit.
But I had seen, I don't know if you sent it to me or somebody else, but it was like a video of Kid doing what he was doing. And he said it would take him 10 seconds to charge
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So Shanks's hockey is beyond 10 seconds or
Yeah.
at minimum 10 seconds. It should,
Yeah.
I think it's beyond. Like his future sight is way
It would
beyond.
have been like around 12 to 15 seconds.
And that's fucking insane.
Yeah, because he
That's
he hadn't
absurd.
even started charging yet.
Yeah.
So he was saying it's 10-second charge time
Yeah.
plus him saying that.
Yeah.
And then like
And then
Shanks,
and then he saw the aftermath
Yeah.
too. So like that's fucking absurd.
yeah.
But like
Also the Ben Beckman fucking commentary where like because Shanks runs off to,
yeah,
like, do it,
yeah.
and he's like I guess he saw like a ill-fated future,
Yeah.
and I was like damn, like just the wording of that kind of felt like does Shanks have like a different power or is it really like
Observational hockey, like because ill-fated future means like it looks like you can see multiple.
like, if it's like a prophecy thing,
Yeah.
Madam
But
Shirley.
maybe that's just like because we don't know that much about Shanks. Maybe in his crew that's just his like epitaph.
Oh, yeah.
Like he can see so far into the future that he's just like
yeah. Well, it
you know.
could have been like also Ben Beckman, like because he kind of like cracked a little grin
yeah
when he
yeah
said it.
yeah.
So like, yeah, it's so open to interpretation for that.
But like I had seen this video or this debate of like I think maybe I don't know if you said it, of Kid versus Ace
Okay.
because what Kid did there
Yeah.
destroying those 5 ships,
Yeah.
Ace does the same shit in Hellbast.
Yeah.
So it was like, yo,
That's crazy.
like, would he be able to take Ace?
No, I don't think so.
You think he would lose to Ace?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay, I think so too.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of crazy. Like this guy, like, is like a strong person. You know, like he took out Big Mom. You know, so
Whatever. You're
Yeah.
just hating Kid, huh?
no, it was just I honestly because I expected so much more from him. I know because I don't know if you remember. We used to have fucking.
I wanted more from Kid.
We used to have debates, bro. We used to have like
Yeah.
full on debates about like, yo, I'm like, yo, kid's gonna be this much stronger than Luffy.
No, Kid?
He's gonna be
Yeah.
like this, and you were like, nah, bro. And then Oda was like, yeah, what the fuck you talking about? Nah,
Yeah.
bro.
You don't know main character energy.
No, I was just like, yo, like,
But-
what the fuck did he do for 2
Yeah,
years? You
no,
know what I mean?
no,
Like, it was
yeah.
just like,
I think he's gonna have a comeback though. I
yeah,
fully believe
yeah.
in that.
I've been seeing
I
those
just-
theories of like how he's like the resilient kid,
Yeah.
how like he just keeps getting defeated, but he keeps coming back.
That's how he grows.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
gets his ass
yeah,
kicked
yeah.
and grows.
Yeah. But like he didn't get his ass kicked hard enough by Kaido. Like the fuck.
What was really cool about the episode though is like where like kid's like passing out and he's having like that conversation with Killer.
The dream sequence,
The dream
right?
sequence,
Yeah, yeah.
that
No,
was-
it's when he
that
got
was-
knocked out.
yeah,
It's when
that
he got
was-
knocked out.
That was so nice, like in terms of like a connection, like a deeper connection to kid.
Yeah. But we've never seen that before.
Yeah, we didn't
Like,
see
it-
there wasn't in the manga.
Like it wasn't in
but,
the manga. We've never seen a
we are-
character basically get blitzed like that, one shotted,
yeah.
and then just go straight into dream sequence. Like what?
He
Like-
he took notes from JJK or something.
Well, I don't have anything else to say about that chapter or episode.
The episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm hyped for what's gonna come soon.
do you want to talk about
Code Geass.
Code Geass real quick? Whatever you want to say.
Yeah. So episode 5 just came out, and like so, I don't know if did I mention it last week. Episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yo, they had the conversation with it's like Lelouch and C2.
Oh, he's there.
It's like the opening sequence, and they're just having a conversation of like them going after like the remnants and stuff. So this kind of confirms that like
It's in the same universe.
this is right after that movie,
Which movie?
the one that we watched.
Oh, in the
Geass.
alternate timeline.
Yeah, so this confirms that it takes place in that timeline.
Yeah.
and that this is after that.
Okay.
Because then C2 is kind of like, yo, like why did you give the main character the Geass? And it kind of
Right.
just like cuts off because like Lelouch is kind of like, yo, like in a way we kind of like it's so the conversation felt weird to me because he's like we kind of live outside of the realm of like mankind.
Because he's probably because he's like detached. Like him
Yeah,
and C2
he's
are not.
detached.
They're not like
Yeah.
humans anymore, right?
Yeah.
So then he's like, yo, we need someone who's in it, who's actually like living this shit to be
I
the
guess
one to
so.
change the world, essentially, right? That's
yeah,
like
but-
kind of
but,
like the vibe.
The way they ended off at the end of the movie was like they're supposed to come and like they're trying to get rid of the Geass. Like they're gonna go look for the
Yeah,
remnants
and get
like,
rid of the Geass.
and like get
Word.
rid of
So
it
that doesn't make
overall. So
sense.
it's like,
So
why did he
why
still
give it to him?
So like
Hmm.
it's a nice mystery to like see where that goes.
Yeah.
But it kind of like I'm
So-
kind of questioning his motives or like what did he learn in that time
Right.
frame?
As like a no, go ahead. Sorry.
And then they also show Cornelia, and they show I forgot her name, the girl that makes the atomic bombs, the one who's his like classmate.
Oh, like the glasses girl.
Yeah,
Whatever the fuck her name is, the weirdo.
yeah, the weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
So like
I don't know her
so
name.
they show
I
her
I know
too.
what I like. I have a name for her, but I'm not gonna say it on the pod.
Yeah, no, there's been memes everywhere.
You
but,
know, like if
so
you've
they-
seen Code Geass, you know that fucking one scene where
Yeah,
she.
yeah. No, 'cause, somebody on Twitter was like, "Yo, they're like, yo, sick." Like, Lelouch, C2, like Cornelia, they're back. But then another tweet was just like, "Yo, hide your tables."
Yeah. Yeah. She's
Yeah.
fucking wild.
Anyways, so episode 5 just came out today, and I kind of didn't like the way they were going. It's just like a full war happening, and
Mhm.
the Damocles is back.
Okay.
Which didn't make sense to me because
It was destroyed. Right?
yeah, it was supposed to be destroyed at the end of the original,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're launching flares after flares. Like they
The
probably
fuck?
shot like 4 or 5 flares
The
during the
fuck?
episode, and the dude who's like supposed to be Suzaku, so Ash Phoenix,
Yeah.
he's chucking those neutralizing things at it.
Okay.
But like nobody's like making nobody's doing the calculations because like the flares in the original, the flares were adapting every second to
Right.
the atmosphere,
Right.
and you had to input like the correct amount, like a 0.2
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah,
of,
yeah.
Like,
And only Suzaku could do it because he's a fucking monster.
well, yeah, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and well, you had Lelouch actually
Yeah,
like programming
yeah,
it
yeah,
like
yeah.
to like match it for like that second that you
Yeah,
chuck
yeah,
it,
yeah.
that it's gonna like match it directly, right? But like when you look at like that whatever that thing, the arrow thing that they chuck, the way it looks in the new anime, they've like it looks like they've actually like
Changed it.
like they've enhanced it, so maybe you don't need to
Okay.
be inputting that
Word,
shit
word,
anymore.
word.
But like I just thought it was like weird because like that was such a like beast ass thing at the end of Code Geass that like
You're introducing like it changes
this
the
is episode 5.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and you're checking
but
5 of them.
it's kind of like it's kind of like the power scaling. Like, where the fuck does it go from here?
Yeah.
Like in terms of power scaling.
Except like by the time the episode ends, they're out of all the Flea warheads.
Yeah.
And they actually do a flashback to Schneizel because they're like, yo, like the Flea warheads that like were created with Schneizel, like he took them all with him.
Yeah.
And like they're all decommissioned, they're done, and like.
So these are new Fleas then.
These
so
are
they're probably not.
So they're not even created the same way.
But they're probably not as beast either then.
Potentially.
Yeah.
And then so like maybe they didn't need to like
neutralize it exactly. Yeah.
But then like basically by the end of the episode, the Damocles, like they're basically jumping ship and it's crashing down onto like Japanese soil.
Okay.
So now it's like they're basically tripping because they're like, yo, this is like a big ass fucking like
ship
thing. I don't know how many miles or kilometers long it is, but it's gonna crash right onto like Japan. So it's like, is it gonna wipe out like all of Japan? Like how long? Like just fucking topple.
It's not that big. Take out all of fucking Japan.
I don't know how big it is, bro. It's fucking.
It's huge, but you know how big Japan is? Like that's fucked.
But like.
I could take it out.
Okay. A decent amount.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're like, and it's gonna kill a bunch of people, like wherever it lands.
Yeah.
And
like on some asteroid shit.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Fourth episode like brought me back in more because like it showed like
and then the fifth one took you out.
And then the fifth one I was kind of like I gotta see like where this
as
not a lot of like story wise there wasn't a lot happening like in terms of the mystery.
Yeah.
Like when I talked to you guys about it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like there was so much mystery. Like I want to see what happens like with these characters and how it develops.
Right.
This was kind of just like okay, it's just the war. Like it's just like Gundams fighting Gundams essentially.
Yeah.
And you're just like watching them fight.
Okay.
So there wasn't whole lot of story happening.
As like a Code Geass fan, how do you feel? Like, do you think it does? So, it's only been 5 episodes, but does it leave a bad taste in your mouth, or would you like tell other Code Geass fans watch it, or would you be like, you know what, like wait till it's done, and then maybe don't even bother with it? Because Code Geass was so good on its own. All this alternate like extra shit sometimes ruins like what you had. You know,
I think like what they did with the movie was really nice.
Yeah,
and that was such a like great like I felt like they knew what they were doing with the movie. With this, it's only 5 episodes in, and like if you're gonna judge it by like now like the standards now, where like you have Kaiju number 8, you have like Hell's Paradise where you have 12 episodes, in the core to just like fucking give as much as you can so that people like can like hop on.
Right.
I'm happy that they're not doing that.
Okay.
Like not each episode needs to be like fucking like top tier and you need to see like
it's a slow burn.
And like that's how Code Geass was too, because like you had to go through like at least like 10 or so episodes in Code Geass itself before it actually started hitting like those like high notes. And even then like the second season is where it like gets really phenomenal for Code Geass. Like the first season is really just like introducing you to the world and like the key players and stuff. So like I'm okay with like the pacing right now, and it's too early to tell if it's gonna be bad. Because like nothing, I haven't had anything where I'm like, okay, like fuck this shit, like I wish they never made this. They haven't done anything like that yet. It's just it's too early, so I gotta see like where it's gonna head to, and like I'd rather have people watch it just because like bro, it's Code Geass content, man. Like
support.
Cause like even if you don't wanna like even if you don't care about this storyline, like with Lelouch showing up, like I wanna see. I wanna see where this ends up with Lelouch. And like how it's gonna like tie in with him. So like even if you don't really care about like the main character right now, like it's just I care like my story like is mainly like I care more about like C2 and Lelouch to see what they're doing. And even like the movie, like the best parts were just seeing them on screen together with like the cast that we knew, right?
That's true.
So like it seemed, and like now that we have Cornelia stepped in and like into this like war with like New Britannia, and you had
wasn't Cornelia dead?
Cornelia never died. She was in the movie too.
My fault.
You're
right. You're
but,
right.
like,
right,
and then you have the girl that made the Flay House. Like
So now it's like bringing back old players.
They're bringing the cast in like in the way that it makes sense to bring them back.
That's true.
Right. So I would just say just support it just so that we get more Code Geass content.
All right, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, how do you feel?
We have 2 chapters to talk about real quick, but first chapter that we're talking about.
Was that the 9-chapter one? The 9-page one?
No, it was the one with like Yuta's in Gojo's body. He's fighting Sukuna, and he's trying to fire off the Hollow Purple.
Okay.
But he's not able to because.
Oh yeah, and he has to learn
and he's like realizing how fucking beast Gojo was. Like he wasn't just like he was gifted, but he was like.
He's not Gojo.
Yeah, he's not Gojo.
Like he didn't have the time in Gojo's body to like really understand
and then
what it took to like.
But like my issue with that chapter was like Inumaki hits don't move through a fucking like it was like
Phone
recorded or a phone call,
Yeah.
and it's like, why weren't you doing this entire time? Why'd you wait till now for this to happen?
Yeah.
And then also like
Well,
for him to be able to do that, that should have been a binding vow that he can no longer use his ability. Because for him to be able to stop Sukuna is fucked.
Yeah, potentially.
Because
I don't know if he needed a binding vow.
No, bro, the
But
disparity.
but
Bro, are you kidding me? Okay,
the disparity might be there, but I'm saying like he might not have needed a binding vow, but like it definitely should have like fucked up his vocal cords.
think about it, bro. How below? Like, what's the disparity between Hanami and Sukuna?
Pretty high.
Yeah, and when
But like
Inumaki told
this is Sukuna at like Utah's level.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one that he
still
So
though.
now the disparity is more like
it's
Hanami and Utah.
no.
Yeah.
But it's still
But like in
it's
terms of
still
scaling,
huge, bro. Like
It is pretty
when
huge, but
Inumaki told Hanami to stop, he bro, his voice was fucked. He's coughing out blood. Like he's like fucked. And this would be like 10 times that. Like he's like.
I get that, but like we also haven't seen any growth from Inumaki.
No, we haven't.
So like we don't know how he grew after Shibuya.
Yeah, like maybe he got stronger,
Right.
but we don't know that. We can assume that.
Well, you also because you had Toto get stronger.
Yeah.
You've had everyone get stronger.
Yeah,
I don't think the only person that got weaker is maybe Miwa because of her binding vow.
Yeah.
Right. So like.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like
yeah.
maybe we just need more screen time with Inumaki to see him grow.
Yeah.
I'm always just assuming that he grew, but like I feel like that's a safe assumption that he grew.
That is.
So like
But yeah, latest chapter though, we have Yuta basically crap out in Gojo's body.
Yeah.
Right after
That's
like
fair.
the domain battle, and then
it was always a gamble too.
It was.
He didn't know if he was actually gonna survive like the full 5 minutes.
But also like it was because Kenjaku's copy ability like wore off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Cause like
or his ability to copy
brought it up?
Kenjaku's thing.
Whoever brought it up, they were like, you either get 5 minutes like at the beginning of when you activate his copy ability, or it's like a ongoing thing.
And this basically confirms it's an ongoing thing.
No, like it like not ongoing. Well, because he used Hollow Purple that it got rid of that technique. Like he lost all functionality over the copy technique because he used Hollow Purple.
Okay.
I think that's what happened. It was kind of weird in the way that it was worded, but like it made it seem like because he like
it was like too straining.
He briefly stopped using the copy technique. Because he had to use
Hollow Purple. Oh.
And then because he stopped using the technique, his body basically like fell down.
But also like he can only use the copy technique because Rika, right?
Because Rika's attached to like his main body.
Yeah, so because Rika doesn't possess that body, he couldn't just.
He can't reapply
it. Yeah. But it was just like we just see like Toto and Yuji just putting in work, and Sukuna just fucking like.
Yeah.
Literally just beast, and we've been seeing he's a fucking monster.
With the copy technique, like he was still there. He was just didn't have control over his body parts. Or
like
something.
in Gojo's body.
Yeah, like
he couldn't move.
That didn't make sense to me though.
He couldn't move
because like he also kept his barrier or his domain up, or whatever it was. Like because you have Toto switching spots with like fragments of the barrier or whatever it was.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, because like
I thought it was just rocks. Like I thought it was just like
no, because like Sukuna was saying it was fragments of the barrier that they had put up.
Oh,
so I'm like, how did it? Because he was trying to put the barrier up for Yuji and Toto, then his body craps out, and he's like, I still need to try to keep it up.
Yeah.
And it's just like little fragments, and I'm like, does it work? Have we seen it work like that? Where it's just like little fragments of like a barrier, just kind of like like glass, like shards of glass.
Yeah. Like it will. Maybe I don't know.
Because they're like, this is the perfect like opportunity for Toto.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, and we saw that whole sequence of events, like the fighting and all that stuff. The only thing is, like, again, like binding vow out of nowhere. He's like, "Yo, let me just get a binding vow, pull up with Angel,
increase my range even more."
Yeah, and let me just get Angel over here, and then she fucking hits Jacob's ladder. Been waiting to see that.
I really like that. Just the way that Yuta had his narration.
Yeah.
Where he's like the
true strength.
Like how people think like just because like I use my copy ability, like people think I'm stealing a technique, but they don't realize that like you still have like the other one in your pocket.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
there's
like,
two. Yeah.
We're all reading this, and nobody was like, yo, like Angel. Like, where is Angel at?
That's true.
Like,
Well, because
you might have, but you were like, Angel doesn't care about what they care about.
because we had written her out of the story. Like,
Yeah.
as a reader, I had like written her off. I'm like, oh yeah,
well,
she's
after
like,
she used it originally
Yeah,
to get Gojo out of it, you were like, okay, like her part in this is done. Now.
yeah.
So you kind of like you're like, oh word, but now it's like, okay, like let's see what type of damage.
And this
does.
Jacob ladder looks way
Yeah,
stronger
it was maximum output. So like,
than the one that he got hit with before.
yeah,
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Gojo or Sukuna will be fine.
he can't be.
Nah, he'll be fine, bro.
Even like, I like.
We've
that
been
he-
saying that. We've been saying that he can't be fine. He's gonna be fine.
Yo,
He's gonna be,
he
well,
is-
actually,
yeah, this is kinda
I
fucked.
like did a binding vow on my pinky toe, the
Yeah,
nail of my
I'm
pinky
getting-
toe, and if it like breaks off, then I can actually like survive any sort of attack, and then I'm okay. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I'm getting tired of binding vows and the
yeah,
fight too.
yeah.
But I'm not getting tired of Utah, so I'm like, the more Utah we're getting, man, I'm down. Even Toto, like when he was like, "Yo, I showed up late. I can't lose." Yeah. So it's like we're gonna see more. happen.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say about this chapter. Do you?
No, not really. It's just
Yeah.
I hope he explains more things later on. Like we've
I
had our
agree.
issues.
I agree.
Like,
I agree. So that's the end of our pod. If you liked what we had to say, disagreed with anything, please comment below. Like, comment, subscribe. Our Instagram coming never. TikTok is in the description. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.